Before we get into solving absolute value equations, we want to talk a little bit about the absolute value function and review a little bit about what the absolute value of a number or an expression actually means. So when we talk about the absolute value, say the absolute value of 4, the simplest way to explain what the absolute value is that it takes whatever is inside those absolute value bars and makes it positive. So in a similar question, if we had the absolute value of -4, that absolute value would become +4. So again, what we're saying is that the absolute value of any number x is always some value that's going to be greater than or equal to 0. It's going to take the value inside those bars and turn it into a non-negative value. But really what the absolute value function does is looks at measuring the distance of a value from 0. So if we start with just a simple number line with 0 marked out, we can look 4 units to the right of that 0 and we would find +4. And we can look 4 units to the left of 0 where we would find -4. So in both cases, these numbers are exactly 4 units away from a value of 0. The only thing that's changing is the direction that they are away from 0. +4 is obviously to the right, or in the positive direction, and -4 is to the left. Actually, let me go back. I wrote a -4 there, but only wanted to write a 4. So -4 is to the left of 0, so in the negative direction, but it's still only 4 units away from 0. So that's where we get this idea that the absolute value of -4 is equal to +4, because its distance away from 0 is 4 units. Exactly like +4 is exactly 4 units away from 0. So a better definition, beyond just saying we take whatever's inside those absolute value bars and make it positive, would be to say that the absolute value of a number is the distance from 0 without direction. So again, in the case of +4 and -4, we're not concerned with the fact that it's 4 units to the right or 4 units to the left. We're only concerned with the idea that it's 4 units away from that value of 0. So we can generalize this statement. The absolute value of x really means how far is x away from 0. And that's the definition that we want to keep in mind as we're beginning to solve these different absolute value equations.